Not every legend wears a gold jacket after being called in the first round. Some fight their way in from the shadows, overlooked, doubted, dismissed. The Chicago Bears, a franchise built on toughness and tradition, have a long history of finding diamonds in the rough. From undrafted free agents who become Pro Bowlers to late-round long shots who helped hoist the Lombardi Trophy, these players define what it means to earn your place in Bears history. This is Chi Sports Legends, and today we're counting down the top 10 Bears undrafted and late-round steals of the Super Bowl era. We started in 1975, when the NFL draft stretched an incredible 17 rounds. With the 420th overall pick, the Bears selected fullback Roland Harper out of Louisiana Tech. Few outside Chicago even noticed, but Harper would go on to play a vital role for the Bears for the next 8 seasons. Harper wasn't flashy. He wasn't going to outrun defenders or light up highlight reels. What he did was grind. Between 1975 and 1982, Harper rushed for 3,044 yards, caught 123 passes for another 1,270 yards, and scored 15 touchdowns. But his greatest contribution wasn't in the box score. It was as Walter Payton's lead blocker. When Sweetness entered the league in 1975, Harper was there to pave the way, opening holes and taking on linebackers so Payton could work his magic. Every great running back has a fullback who does the dirty work. For Walter Payton, it was Roland Harper, a 17th rounder who defied the odds and became a cornerstone of Chicago's backfield in the late 70s. Next up, a fan favorite whose name still resonates across Chicago sports media, Tom Waddle. Undrafted out of Boston College in 1989, Waddle was everything the scouts said he wasn't. Too slow, too small, too ordinary. But what they couldn't measure was his toughness. By the early 90s, Waddle had become one of Jim Harbaugh's favorite targets. He posted back-to-back seasons with over 40 catches and more than 600 yards. But it wasn't the numbers that made Waddle a legend. It was the way he played. Fearless across the middle, Waddle absorbed punishing hits and kept coming back. He became a favorite of Mike Ditka, who praised his grit and reliability. And after football, Waddle carved out a second career as a voice of the Bears, working in TV and radio. He may not have the Pro Bowls or the rings, but for undrafted guys, sometimes the legacy is about heart. Tom Waddle had plenty of it, and Bears fans still love him for it. When the Bears loaded up for their Super Bowl run in the 80s, stars like Walter Payton, Willie Gault, and Jim McMahon got most of the attention. But in 1983, Chicago quietly signed an undrafted receiver from Florida State, Dennis McKinnon. McKinnon wasn't the fastest or the flashiest, but he was steady and clutch. He hauled in over 3,000 receiving yards and 21 touchdowns during his Bears career. In the 85 Super Bowl season, McKinnon caught 31 passes, providing reliability opposite the deep threat of Willie Gault. In an era defined by defense and ground-and-pound football, McKinnon gave Chicago a balanced passing option, and his fingerprints are all over the Bears' lone Super Bowl run. Sticking with the 85 Bears, we moved to a defensive back whose career was cut short but still left an unforgettable mark, Leslie Frazier. Signed as an undrafted free agent in 1981, Frazier earned a starting role in Buddy Ryan's defense. In 1985, he recorded 6 interceptions and was a key part of the most dominant defense the league has ever seen. Sadly, Frazier tore his ACL during Super Bowl 20 on a punt return, an injury that ended his playing career at just 26 years old. But his story didn't end there. Frazier went on to coach in the NFL for decades, including a stint as the Minnesota Vikings head coach. His on-field time may have been brief, but his impact on the Bears championship team and his continued presence in the league made him one of Chicago's most remarkable undrafted stories. From Nigeria to Canada to the NFL, Israel Adonijah's journey is as unlikely as they come. Signed as an undrafted free agent in 2003, Adonijah grew into a versatile defensive lineman who could play both inside and outside. Over 10 seasons with the Bears, he racked up 29 sacks, recovered 8 fumbles, and even scored a defensive touchdown. He was never the biggest name on the Bears' defensive lines of the 2000s, but he was always dependable, always versatile, and always respected in the locker room. Off the field, Adonijah became a pillar of the Chicago community, giving back through charity work and mentoring. He's one of those guys whose story goes far beyond the box score, a testament to hard work and perseverance. Drafted in the 7th round in 1972, Jim Osborne stands as the ultimate long shot. Most late rounders don't even make it through training camp. Osborne played 13 seasons in Chicago, appearing in 186 games. As a defensive tackle, he wasn't a sack machine, but he was a rock-solid presence in the trenches. He helped bridge the gap between the Butkus-era Bears and the defenses that set the stage for the 80s. When you last until 1984, as a 7th-round pick from Southern University, you've beaten every odd in the book. Osborne never got the spotlight, but he represents the very definition of a late-round steal. At 6'7" and over 330 pounds, James Big Cat Williams was impossible to miss. Signed as an undrafted defensive tackle in 1991, the Bears coaching staff made the bold move of switching him to offensive tackle. The gamble paid off. Big Cat became a fixture on the Bears line for 11 seasons, starting 143 games and earning a Pro Bowl nod in 2001. He was massive, physical, and had the kind of personality that made him a fan favorite. For a guy who came in undrafted, learned a new position, and became a Pro Bowl starter, Big Cat is one of the Bears' great success stories. Drafted in the 8th round out of Iowa, Mark Bortz was originally brought in as a defensive lineman. But like Big Cat after him, the Bears saw potential elsewhere and moved him to guard. The switch worked out brilliantly. Bortz went on to play 12 seasons in Chicago, earning 2 Pro Bowl selections and helping pave the way for Walter Payton. He was also a key starter on the 1985 Super Bowl team, providing strength and toughness in the trenches. When you take a defensive lineman in the 8th round and turn him into a Pro Bowl guard, that's the definition of a draft steal. Some players come out of nowhere and change everything. Jay Hilgenberg did just that. Signed as an undrafted free agent in 1981, he fought his way up from practice squad afterthought to the anchor of the Bears' offensive line. From 1985 through 1991, Hilgenberg made 7 straight Pro Bowls and earned 2 All-Pro selections. He was the centerpiece of the offensive line that blocked for Walter Payton and protected Jim McMahon during the Super Bowl run. Hilgenberg should be in the Hall of Fame discussion. That's how good he was. For the Bears to land him as an undrafted free agent, that's nothing short of miraculous. At the very top of our list, there's no debate. Richard Dent is not only the greatest late-round steal in Bears history, he's one of the greatest draft steals in NFL history. Taken in the 8th round in 1983, Dent quickly became the Bears' premier pass rusher. With his speed off the edge and relentless motor, he racked up 17.5 sacks in 1984 and another 17 in 1985, leading the league. He was named Super Bowl 20 MVP after terrorizing the Patriots with 1.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. Dent finished his career with 137.5 sacks, 8 interceptions, 13 fumble recoveries, and a gold jacket in Canton. For an 8th round pick to climb all the way to the Hall of Fame, that's the very definition of a legend. From Dent to Hilgenberg, from Big Cat to Waddle, these were the players who proved the scouts wrong, the ones who came in as long shots and left as legends. The Bears' history is filled with Hall of Famers and first-rounders, but sometimes the greatest stories are the ones that weren't supposed to happen. So here's the question for you. Who's your favorite Bears underdog? Was it a Hall of Fame sack master, a gritty wide receiver, or a dependable lineman who fought his way into the starting lineup? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Shy Sports legends.